course, the March 2022 meeting of the High Point EDC. Like Sandy alluded to, we have a very full agenda, and we've also are very excited by the fact that we have 6 City of High Point newly appointed or reappointed board members who are joining us today, and who will be part of this group ongoing for at least for the foreseeable future. So I'll just introduce them by name here, but then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the horn. And since this is the first time that this group is meeting together with these new folks, we'll go ahead and I'll call on people. If you can just give us your full name, the organization that you're representing, and that'll be good. That'll be a good start to our meeting. So today we're being joined by Brian Swarenga, Scott Holbrook, Justin Thompson, and then also we're welcoming back a longtime EDC board member Aaron Kleiner is joining us, and of course we got the reappointment of Beth Ernst and Christopher Weitzel. So why don't I go ahead and get started? I'll just go around the horn here in order. Sarah, hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, and hello, everyone. Thank you so much for taking time out of your afternoon to be here with us. I am Sarah Stevenson, manager here at High Point EDC, handling projects of all shapes and sizes and sorts, so from recruitment to retention to revitalization, and I look forward to working with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sarah. Sandy, you're next.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm Sandy Dunbeck. I'm director here at High Point Economic Development. We are a part of City Hall, the City of High Point municipal structure, and have been here a little over 16 years, I believe. So it is an honor and a pleasure to work to recruit new jobs in industry and to help existing ones grow. So again, welcome to everyone. We appreciate you being with us, and look forward to an exciting year here in 2022.
Thank you, Sandy. Good to see you again, Aaron. You're up.
Hey, Aaron Kleiner here. I'm an attorney here in town for a long time. My greatest claim to fame is that I hired Jay Wagner for our firm many years ago and got him involved in revitalization, and boy, he has not stopped since. So I'm proud of that. I also was privileged to lead the economic revitalization efforts for, I don't know, 12 years or so, and got some of the initial groundwork started, and look where it's gone to now. So I'm so grateful to be back in the loop and participating with all you folks, old and new. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Aaron. Penny?
Sorry about that. I'm Penny Westgard, and I work with Sandy and Sarah in our High Point Economic Development team. And I'm honored to have this position. I have been with the city for 18 years.
Thank you, Penny.
In different positions.
Okay. We got her from customer service, so she was well skilled at working with people.
Excellent. Excellent. That's great. Well, thank you, Penny. Beth?
Hey, everybody. I'm Beth Ernst. I am the communications manager for North America for AkzoNobel. We're a coatings manufacturer here in South High Point. You might not know us because we make all the paint for airplanes, and in High Point for wood coatings and metal, powder coatings, just a really diverse portfolio. I support all the commercial businesses in the region, but I'm lucky enough to live and work in High Point. I've been a resident of High Point for 24 years now, but have worked all over the Deep South in the chemical industry. So I am happy to be here. This is I'm going into my second full term on the EDC board. I am grateful that Jay Wagner tapped me on the shoulder and asked me to do this. And I even asked Aaron Kleiner if he thought it was a good idea for me to consider supporting EDC. So I've learned a tremendous amount about the future plans and what's happening in this town on this board. So I'm happy to continue serving. Thank you.
Great, Beth. Thank you. Brian?
Yeah, hi, everybody. Good to meet you all virtually, maybe sometime face-to-face. I'm Brian Swearing, site director at the Cambric site in North High Point. We're a pharmaceutical manufacturer of chemical active ingredient. I've been here in the area for 15 years, seeing the growth that's been experiencing and leading the growth that's been happening at the Cambric's High Point site. So thank you.
Great. Nice to have you aboard, Brian. Lindsay? I think you're on mute. There you go. There you go.
Yes, hello, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Lindsay Ayers, and I am representing High Point University. I work in university operations and community engagement. So just exciting to be a part of HPU. We've got a bunch of growth coming up, and next week, actually, we've got some really exciting announcements about the growth of High Point University and the future of High Point University. So tune in, and happy to be here.
Thank you, Lindsay. And Coy, I see you're there. You're sharing your screen. Is that Pete?
Yes, Pete and I are here together. I'm Coy Willard. I'm a past EDC chairman, and I'm chairman of High Point Baseball, Inc., which includes the Rockers and Truist Point. And we're here today when our turn comes, to tell you a little bit about what's happened and what is happening at Truist Point and for the Rockers.
Mm-hmm. Great. Pete, do you want to add to
Yeah,
that?
I'm Pete Fish. I'm president of the Rockers and the High Point Downtown Stadium Foundation. Glad to be here. I started about 2 years ago this time, right about when this pandemic started. So hopefully we're heading towards a little sense of normalcy.
Great to have you here. Scott.
Hey, good afternoon. Scott Holbrook here, president of Key Risk. We notably just moved or just announced plans to occupy space in 275 North Elm, center field of the High Point Rockers Stadium. So we're excited about that. We've got about 160 employees across the country. About 80 will reside in that headquarter office for us. And for those that don't know, which are probably most, we are a commercial workers' comp insurance provider. So not manufacturing, not textiles, but financial services. So happy to be a part of the board and these efforts. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Welcome aboard. Jim?
Jim Morgan.
Short and sweet, to the point, as always.
All right.
Jay? Oh, I'm sorry, Jim. Jim, go ahead, Jim.
Thank you for letting me be a member of this board for many years. I love what we're doing, and I love it.
Thank you, Jim. Jay?
Jay Wagner, attorney, as Aaron mentioned, attorney here in town, and been the mayor since 2017 and on council since 2012. Just glad to be able to serve and looking forward to another great year.
Thank you, Jay. Great to see you. Melody?
Melody Burnett. I'm president of Visit High Point. We're charged with positioning High Point as a vibrant destination that visitors will want to enjoy, as well as a destination that locals will want to promote. Right now, we're highly focused on event activation and calendar management and product development and placemaking. So we're excited to work with this group.
That's great. Thank you, Melody. And I see Dr. Clark's on the call.
Tony Clark, president of Guilford Technical Community College, and focused on educating and training people so they can go into a four-year degree or enter the workforce. Glad to be here.
Thank you. Hello, Mark.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Mark Prince. I'm president and CEO of Guilford Merchant Association, better known as GMA, as well as First Point Companies. And First Point Companies employ about 350 employees across the Triad area. And I consider it an honor to continue to serve on this great committee and board, and look forward to contributing however I can. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Mark. We have Justin.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Justin Thompson, president and owner of Captivate Media. I look forward to serving on this wonderful board. I'm a High Point native. I think I said president and owner of Captivate Media, a video production agency here in town. High Point native, been here all my life, and just look forward to serving.
Thank you, Justin. Corey?
I'm Corey Rayborn. I'm a corporate attorney with Wyatt Early Harris Wheeler Law Firm. I lived, except for when I was in college and whatnot, in Jamestown and High Point my entire life, and practiced in High Point as long as I've had a law license. So look forward to another go round.
Great, Corey. Thank you. Chris, you're up.
Thanks, Carlos. I'm Chris Weitzel with New Path Digital. We're a digital marketing and advertising agency based here in High Point. Thanks.
Thanks, Chris. Eric?
Yeah, Eric Olmedo with the City of High Point, Assistant City Manager since 2019, and have been with the city since 2007.
Thank you, Eric. Next up is Danielle.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good afternoon, everyone. I'm Danielle Harrison. I'm the Assistant Director of Guilford Works, and we serve as the monitoring body for the Guilford County NC Works Career Centers.
Thank you, Danielle. Eris?
Hi, I'm Eris Dunstan, the Assistant County Manager for Strong Communities for Guilford County.
Welcome, Eris. Maurice?
Hey, I'm Maurice Hall. I'm on a working vacation, so hence my t-shirt. I'm fishing today. So I'm a retired attorney, real estate investor, and been on this board for a number of years. Glad to be here. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Maurice. Tom?
I'm Tom Connolly with the High Point Market Authority. I'm in my 11th year working with all these great folks to make High Point and the market the best that it can be.
Thank you, Tom. And I see Anthony is on the call.
Good afternoon. My name is Anthony Rogers. I'm the Strategic Initiatives Manager with Guilford Works.
Thank you, Anthony. Sandy, is that it? That's all the ones I see on my screen.
I believe so, Mr. Chair. If there's anybody that we happen to miss, if you don't mind speaking up, but I think we touched on just about everybody. So
Okay.
unless you hear anything from the audience, I think we're good.
Great.
And Mr. Chair, if you don't mind, I'll share my screen now.
Okay. Yeah, because the first order of business is to go ahead and approve the minutes from the last meeting that was on February 2nd. Sandy sent it out via email earlier. So if people feel comfortable with what's there, if I could have a motion and a second to accept the minutes, I would appreciate that.
Chairman, this is Mark Prince. I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
Thank you. Second?
I'll second that, Carlos.
Thank you, Chris. All in favor, say aye or raise your hand. Aye. All right. So carried. I'm going to turn the meeting over to Sandy, who is going to cover the nominating committee and the election. So go ahead, Sandy.
Yes, thank you so much. The executive committee serving as a nominating committee did meet after the new appointees were approved at the February City Council meeting. So we have a full board again. And so the executive committee met, and that included Darlene Leonard, Carlos Olvera, Mayor Wagner, Manager Tasha Logan Ford, who couldn't be with us this afternoon, and myself to draft a slate of officers. For some reason, Carlos thinks he has to do another chair for the Arts Council, and he is ready to share this opportunity with others. But we do have a wonderful slate to present today that I would like for this group to consider. Darlene was going to present the slate and ended up not able to be with us. So the slate that is being presented is Chair Beth Ernst of Axo Nobel, Vice Chair Chris Weitzel of New Path Digital, And then second vice chair, Corey Rayborn of Wyatt Early, Harrison Wheeler. And then secretary treasurer, Justin Thompson of Captivate Media. So that is a group that we believe will serve us well for the next couple of years and carry this organization forward and into the future. So that is my submission here, Mr. Chairman.
Very good. Does this require any sort of approval or anything, Sandy, or is that pretty well a done deal?
We should have a motion or accept nominees from the floor if anyone else feels, called to serve. Certainly we would accept nominations for a vote. And then, once we get that defined, we would take a motion and a second.
Mr. Chairman, I would move that we accept the full slate as presented for approval.
Thank you, Aaron. A second?
I second that. It's Brian.
Thank you, Brian. All in favor, say aye or raise your hand. All right, so move. So great. So congratulations to all the new members of the board as well as the new slate of officers. At this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the rest of the meeting over to your new chair, Beth Ernst. It's been a pleasure serving this board. I mean, it was fun, very educational. It was one of the best boards, one of the best experiences I've had since I've been here in High Point. So I appreciate everyone's friendship and cooperation and helping me through this thing as well. So I know we went through some tough times, especially through the pandemic, and hopefully we get a chance to meet face to face very soon. I think that's going to be coming in the very near future. So thank you. And so I'll turn things over to Beth.
Well, thank you very much, Carlos. And on behalf of your fellow board members here and those from the past board, just a note of thanks. Your style, your energy for this activity is palpable, and we are very grateful for your leadership and just your sincerity in the job of keeping us organized, and especially moving from some really fun in-person meetings where we get to tour new plants and new facilities and see new real estate that's coming on the market for commercial activities, to going virtual and having to be in our home offices or in our offices. We've all navigated that in our professional and personal lives, and definitely for this board. So on behalf of the group, let me just please say thank you for your service, Carlos.
Thank you very much.
Okay, well, I appreciate the vote of confidence from the board. I am thrilled to move into this leadership opportunity, and I hope I do it justice. If I step out of line, I encourage you to help bring me back. So with that, Miss Sandy, I believe we move on to item C on the agenda.
That is correct.
So I would then now call on probably one of the fun points of this meeting, where we get an update on all things baseball High Point. And so Pete, you and Coy, can you fill us in on all the awesome stuff happening that's coming our way?
We're very excited that we have a season coming up. First game is April 21st, and we've got a lot of college events prior to that. So Pete has a list of everything going on, and we'll turn it over to him to report.
Well, like Coy said, we're looking hopefully to have a normal season this year. We're just excited to have a season. Last year was an abbreviated season. The previous year was canceled. So it's almost like it's our first year again, which we're excited about. But what a lot of folks don't know is the amount of activity we have out here and what we do besides just Rockers baseball. In 2021, we had an event out here 240 days, some sort of event out at the ballpark, 240 days. Some were practices, some were festivals. They were whatever we had going on. Within that 240, sometimes we have more than one. So we had over 300 events at the stadium. As Coy mentioned, we have our first Rockers game on April 21st, but we started up with some college baseball. We've given an opportunity for all the area schools to play out here. Greensboro College is playing out here. Guilford's playing out here. NCA&T plays out here next week. We also have UNCG is playing Davidson at the end of March. High Point plays Elon. And then the big one is April 20th. The number 8 NC State Wolfpack will be out here playing High Point in baseball. And we expect that to be a really, really big night for this downtown area. But on top of that, we've also started hosting high school baseball. Andrews and Central have met over 100 times in their history, and this will be the first time they will meet at Truist Point on March 14th. It's actually a tribute game in honor of the Central coach Andy Harper, who passed away this past year. So we're doing that, and our goal has been to expose as many people to the ballpark and to this area and what's happening down here throughout the year. As you see on the slide on the screen, we are the host site for the 2022 Ingalls Big South Baseball Championship this year. That will be at the end of May, and it will result in about 900 hotel room nights. We also have the Old Dominion Athletic Conference in the beginning of May. They're hosting their tournament out here. We're just starting. That's the exciting thing. We're just starting, and it's exciting to see the growth around the ballpark. We've just booked our first professional wrestling event at the ballpark. That will be in June. So things are happening, and they're continuing to happen. And we didn't let a pandemic get in our way. We've continued to try to do what we can to just create foot traffic downtown and add to that vibe of what's happening in this area as we continue to grow. So that's kind of where we are. And I've only touched the surface on what's happening. We've had a job fair yesterday. We've got more job fairs that we're looking at. Whatever we can use the stadium for, we're going to try it. We're going to try it at least once. We're excited about the food hall and our neighbors, Key Risk, moving in. And, we joke about Jay Wagner's background. He has it as a background. I've got it as my office. So, and Scott Holbrook will have the same thing. That will be his office. So we're happy to, Coy and I are happy to answer any questions if anybody has any about what's happening. And contrary to popular belief, if Major League Baseball is in a lockout, it does not affect us. Baseball will start here. Rockers will start April 21st, regardless of what's going on elsewhere.
Pete, I might just ask you to talk to us about the Catalyst Club and opportunities there. I know we've had different groups utilize that space. You have a great chef as well, and maybe a little bit about ticketing information.
With the Catalyst Club, what a lot of people don't understand, it's functioning 365 days a year. So if folks we've hosted rehearsal dinners, receptions, meetings, training sessions. So it's a great space with as much natural light as you can get from the field. You're looking out at that green field at all times. So it is available for use. Folks can contact us, and we're happy to work with them. We have food and beverage on site, so we can do all the catering. So certainly if anybody wants a unique place to meet, get off site, this is a great location here. And tickets are on sale now at highpointrockers.com. We've got a lot of season ticket packages, but not everybody has to commit to 70 games. We have mini plans. We've got fireworks packages, a variety of things like that. So we try to fit everybody's needs. And this community has been great to us. We look forward to that support continuing. If I can ever help anybody with anything, certainly let us know. Sandy, on top of that, this is a showpiece for the area. So if you have guests in town and you want to show them High Point, bring them down here. Just let me know or let one of our staff know. We'll open the gate. You want a great place to open a conversation with somebody? Have this big green field looking at you with all the construction going on and everything that's happening. It's a wonderful place to meet with folks, and we're proud of it. And we want everybody else to be proud of it. So utilize it best you can for whatever needs you have.
That's awesome.
Well, Pete, you answered my question about the lockout with Major League Baseball, because that's what I wrote down on the agenda next to your name. Because if baseball goes away, I was a bit concerned about enjoying the Rockers, because many of us can ride our bicycles or it's on our way home. So it is a gem for the city of High Point.
Well, today we
If I may, Madam Chairman.
Please.
If I may, Madam Chairman, I just want to make a comment to Pete and Coy, just as an example of what you were talking about with the Catalyst Club. I chair the local Truist Bank board, and we're having our next board meeting at the Catalyst Club.
Nice.
And I would encourage anyone else on this board who has meetings like that to consider it as well.
Good.
Well, Beth, you mentioned the lockout, and we jokingly on our social media put today that if you have any tickets from canceled MLB games, you can redeem them for a Rockers ticket. And we've had over 30,000 interactions. It's been retweeted by a couple ESPN hosts, some things like that. So, we're making the best of a baseball might have a black eye right now at the major league level, but we got guys who want to play. And there's a lot of people who depend on this for part-time work and depend on this for recreation. And we've had a canceled season. We're not doing it again.
Well, thank you very much, Pete and Coy. It's we have a sunny day outside. People are itching to get outside and do something fun. So we're anticipating that first pitch. And again, seeing all the activities happening around the stadium and in the stadium is wonderful. So kudos there. Any other questions from members of the board for Pete or for Coy? If not, thank you again. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just going to comment, from an economic development standpoint, having the stadium and all the additional activity in downtown has made a huge difference in our recruiting for economic development.
Mm-hmm.
We used to covet the downtowns in Greensboro and Winston-Salem. Ours bustled during market, but was quieter other than that. And now we have this gorgeous stadium in the downtown, the 275 North Elm building, and the Congdon Yards facilities, and they show and can compete anywhere really across the world, these first-class facilities. So it truly does make a difference, and we are so appreciative.
Thank you, Sandy. If there's no other comments or questions for Coy or Pete, then I'll move on to item D in the agenda, where Sandy will speak about the annual report.
Yes, thank you. And I did want to just slide in a couple of newer announcements before we share about our 2021 annual report. This is the Volvo Group had an announcement last week. They'll be making a $41 million additional investment in High Point. They are right off of Piedmont Trad Parkway and Peg Road. There is a Volvo facility on the east side of the road and Volvo facilities on the west side of the road. And the east is in Greensboro and the west is in High Point. But thankfully, when they selected this newer lot and built a building, there was expansion capability on the High Point site, and they chose to announce this project. They were in lease space, as the article says, on Albert Pick Road. They are building brand new space now at the current facility at Piedmont Parkway. So again, $41 million in investment, which is fabulous to kick off this year. As Pat Kimbrough wrote, 62,000 square foot addition to what they call their uptime center for financial services, also for their business lines for the company's commercial trucks. So they will be adding new people that will be coming over. I think it's about 360 people. So it'll be another gorgeous facility in North High Point. And we certainly are most appreciative of that investment. The next piece, the Business High Point has shared that there will be hopefully a hotel in the downtown on a site across from Congdon Yards. It's to be a 133 room boutique hotel in the block of 400 West English. As Patrick says, it'll be affiliated with a prominent brand. I know we have long needed a newer hotel in downtown High Point. So again, in addition to all these wonderful facilities, we believe we will have another hotel in place in the future. So thank you to all that have been involved in helping that project advance. So I know Melody is heavily involved in encouraging of additional hotel rooms. So we want people to come and we want them to have great places to stay. Here we go. This is an article. I think it just behooves us all to be aware that we do have historically low industrial vacancy, lower than ever previously. It's below 3%, even though we had 2.5 million in new square footage delivered in 2021. So our developers are working to bring new space online, but we are heavily in demand. So, we are right here in the middle of the great state of North Carolina. We have wonderful interstate connectivity and we have talent. I know everyone has challenges to a degree with workforce, but we have historically been blessed that we have more talent availability than many other areas. And I know many of our employees attest to the talent. The livability of our area makes people want to come and live and work and play here. So, but again, as we look at the available sites and buildings that we have, there is less to be considered at this point unless somebody decides to go into new construction. But one of the things that I've always loved about High Point is that we have quite a variety of products. So there is always something, it seems like, for just about every project that comes along. And now, unless there's any questions in regard to any of that, I wanted to share about our 2021 annual report. And, after Lauren departed and retired from the city of High Point and has gone to work part-time for the Piedmont Triad Partnership, there were a couple things that he did extremely well. And one of them was host a wonderful annual meeting. And then the other was to write a fabulous annual report. So we met here earlier last year and said, hey, we're going to do this, and we want to do a report that hopefully will compete with those that were produced in the past. And I will share that having Sarah join the EDC team, she's a communications first major from High Point University, and she has her master's from there as well. And she has wonderful talents and skills and has helped us assemble a beautiful annual report that will be available online on the highpointedc.com website. It'll be there in a flip book and also in a PDF in a group of files that have all of our previous annual reports if you have interest in seeing them. But we got some new photography done. You'll see this gorgeous downtown with the Suites at Market Square building in the forefront. And then the back cover has additional, and it actually shows the stadium area. So you'll see that towards the end. But here, as you if everybody can see on the screen, okay. So the letter from the 2021 chair, and then all of the former board of directors, those of you that are new will be on this list for the 2022 report. And we intend for people to use this to share, with their colleagues, with their clients, or anyone that needs to know really about what is happening here in High Point, Guilford County, and the Carolina core, because there are so many things and some great demographic stats here on the right-hand side of the page, speaking about our population in High Point, the county, the core, and then workforce and infrastructure. And the Carolina core, for those of you that may not be quite as familiar, is a stretch about 120 miles that runs from West Winston-Salem all the way down to Fayetteville. And we really market with our colleagues, and the effort is led by the Piedmont Triad Partnership that Lauren is now a part of, and Mike Fox is the lead there. But we're marketing all of the communities along that corridor in a way I think that resonates really well with prospects. You know, Piedmont Triad sometimes is a little harder to remember, but this branding about the Carolina core is really important. It's really taking hold. And we've had these two major announcements for the Carolina core with the Toyota battery project, and then as well, the Boom Supersonic project. So we're going to continue down that path, and it certainly is building the name recognition because we want people to know who we are, where we are, and we want new people to move here, and we want the people that are here to thrive. So we had a couple of quotes here at the bottom, some of our newer projects, and you'll see one there from Brian Sworenga talking about the ability to attract experienced talent because of the low cost of living and the great quality of life here. And I'm sure, Brian, at some point in the future, we'd love for you to share more about that, but testimonials from others as well. These are the projects. We highlighted these in our video at the annual meeting, but these were some major projects from last year that High Point EDC worked on. You can read about all of them more if you need to. But Hot Shots came up from Charlotte, Puros came from California, DC Blocks has been developing data centers up and down the East Coast and chose High Point. Vitessa is a Brazilian international manufacturer of nonwovens that bought one of our local companies, Fiber Dynamics, and is investing heavily in South High Point. So, you know, they're investing there. The former Pickett Cotton Mill got purchased, and a lovely couple, Stuart and Layla Gans, are bringing that back to life with 3 different businesses of their own that are furnishings and design related. And then, of course, the Key Risk project. And of course, thanks to Scott Holbrook and his team for choosing downtown High Point. Again, we love the thought of you guys being down here and in the new 275 North Elm. It continues that effort that the mayor has championed, and others like Aaron and so many that are a part of this board. An active downtown, really, it becomes the heartbeat of the community, and we have so many people interested in that. Red Fleet, a transportation services company, is also activating the Huffman Coos, and then Cambric. Of course, Brian Sworenga's employer and team is expanding over $30 million and adding 78 high-paying jobs, you know, that are related to the biopharma field. So we're thrilled about that. And these others down at the bottom are also companies that are growing and expanding here. And then we'll kind of work quickly through it, but each of the pages, you know, has a specific purpose. The theme of the report was to recruit, retain, and revitalize. So we're sharing that information about projects that came online recently. We want you to have the latest and greatest information that we had. So again, more projects, some of them retail. I think Captivate Media is on here, Justin Thompson's company, because they moved and expanded on Church Street. So they're adding to that vibrancy downtown, and many others there. And then as well, all of this work that Dr. Peters is doing, he continues to assemble property and is going to be building residential projects in the downtown, as well as office and restaurant projects. So we're very fortunate that people continue to see the value, see the opportunity, and see the future and invest here. So then this is a little bit of a capture of Congdon Yards, everything going on there, and Thrive, the effort to try to encourage minority and women-owned businesses. They're having great success and have connected, I think it's maybe with over 170 companies now. The Stock and Grain effort at the 275 North Elm building at the outfields, they'll be opening this spring, and there'll be events that you'll be hearing about in regard to that. So keep on the lookout, but some great biscuit, brisket, and beer. How can you go wrong with a product like that? But we know people will enjoy, and there'll be such a wide offering there. The mini donuts and sushi. I think the High Point University students were interested in sushi and many others, and then a great hot dog, and then African and Japanese. But it's going to be a great place to go for food and then entertainment as well at the stadium. So the Children's Museum, I'm sure Lindsay will hope to have a tour of the Children's Museum in the future. I know you've got a big opening coming up there. I believe it's in March, so looking forward to that. Just a wonderful large investment. This double-decker children's carousel is going to be fabulous. So for children and adults, big and small, we're all going to love it there. Again, the Peters development. We heard a lot about Truist Point already, so certainly exciting to have all of those activities there. This is a little bit more of the traditional ED things we've been working on, this small scale manufacturing of properties in the Southwest area. It was identified through a federal technical assistance grant we got, large number of assets there. And we really started shining the light on it, trying to encourage more people to take a look so that we could help to improve the basic demographic numbers of the area, potentially remove some blight and get some of these older buildings redeveloped. And it has been working. We had a number of companies go in there. The Hot Shots did. Ridvon Tatargill from out of Chicago bought multiple properties. Justin Stab of Stab Design, Ethnocraft, a Belgian furniture company, and then Patessa as well. So below that are all these industrial sites that we have to continue marketing. So again, while we might not have as many buildings, we have sites, and we work to support those and encourage people to take a look at them and consider investing. And then all of the wonderful work of the city. Of course, our brand new manager this past summer, Tasha Logan Ford, has hit the ground running with a lot going on. But we also have Renovation City Lake Park, Police Department. We were fortunate to receive this $19 million RAISE grant to assist in downtown streetscape and greenway improvement. So, you know, to get that type of money from the federal government during this time is really amazing. And we are so fortunate. And you can see here the path of the greenway that will go down into that southwest area and also by the stadium. So again, really fortunate to have received that funding. I know the mayor encouraged the city staff to be ready. There were funds that might be available, and we should all be ready to take advantage and try to secure those funds for High Point. And then this sheet talks about High Point University, thanks to Lindsay and her team, again, with all of the things going on, their record enrollment, their healthcare programs, the new Mariana Nito Cobain Arena. They certainly do help fuel the local economy, and there is so much going on, you know, now with the stadium and the basketball games and other opportunities out there. They were host to our annual meeting, and it was simply fabulous. So we were all so fortunate. And then, of course, GTCC, Dr. Clark's leading that group, and they have wonderful things going on and have presented to this group often about their work, and we could not do our work truly without them. We also have our largest employer survey over here on the right for 2021. We did not survey during COVID. As Lauren was leaving, he decided that probably wasn't the best time to ask people about their employment numbers. So we skipped that period, but then we went for 2020, we went back and surveyed in 2021. So we have a top 25 list here with some great companies. Many of the people are on this call that represent these organizations. And of course, Ralph Lauren here at the top with 2,671, a longtime employer with at least 5 facilities in High Point, and all of those folks. So we appreciate them and those brand names, but lots of brand names here on this list. Of course, Thomas Built Buses, a division of Daimler, Aetna, of course, HPU, our own hospital, and so many others. Axo Nobel is on here. Davis Furniture, great group. Guilford County is on the list. So we appreciate each and every one of you. And then here, High Point Market, Tom, we appreciate all of the visitors that you bring to the city and that economic engine. Certainly, we appreciate it. And I love seeing it become mini Manhattan twice a year. And you guys do a great job of really rolling out an experience that people are awed by when they get to town. A little bit about Visit High Point and their work. You met Melody earlier. They are working and have just done a great job getting the city, many organizations, their organization to become certified as a autism center. So certainly recognizing that people have different needs and opportunities, and they have done a wonderful job helping us all to understand that and make our community a welcoming place for all. Again, I chatted about the Carolina Core, and then just a little bit about our Economic Development Alliance. We do partner with Greensboro. Brent couldn't be here today. There's a site consultant event out on the West Coast. And I said, hey, we have a board meeting. I don't think I can make that one. So we are being well represented out there, though. You can see the entire team. There's Sarah and I. Cindy Dancy does research for us. And then Brent, of course, Taylor and Marvin. We are in regular contact working projects jointly. And you see the group there. And up at the top here is a little bit more about the Toyota project. Boom will be in next year's report. And then here's the back. Again, that aerial shot that flips from the front cover to the back cover and shows the stadium, and it shows Condon Yards there and part of it on the other one. So we thought it was just a beautiful shot of an area that we're all proud of and will continue to highlight over the coming year. And again, thank you to Sarah for all of her hard work, and we appreciate everything that you did, and to our contractor, David Graves, who made sure that we had, we actually have hard copies that came in this afternoon. So again, there'll be the properties online, the two different file types of annual report, but then we'll have hard copies as well. So, we'll try and mail you each one. And if you need more, please do let us know. So we look forward to sharing it. And that seems like I've been talking a long time, but it is a 16-page annual report that we wanted to share with you. But with that, Madam Chairman, I believe I will end my report.
Thank you very much, Sandy. It looks great. I love the quote on the back. There's a lot of truth in that. In respect of time, we've got 10 minutes left, so not to rush anybody, but just being cognizant. We started a little bit late, so hopefully we will not step on toes if we run a couple of minutes over. But I wanted to move into item E on the agenda, where we talk to our partners. And so first on that list is the City of High Point.
Okay, thank you, Beth. I'll take that one.
Okay.
Lots going on with the city. There's lots going on that's not quite right for public consumption yet, that I wish I could tell you, but you'll find out soon enough. We're still trying to figure out what to do and how to spend our ARPA funds. We have spent some of that on some capital needs that the city had, but we still have quite a bit of those funds left to be allocated, and we have several projects that are competing, and along with some others that for those funds, and we're hoping that we can use them in a way that will not be piecemeal, but that will allow us to make a dramatic impact on our city and on its economic future. You've already mentioned the food hall will be opening this spring. I'm really looking forward to that. One of the things that we're doing to try to continue to capitalize on the momentum that we have is the implementation of a new state statute that occurred last fall, which allows cities to create and designate social districts in their city. And what that entails is it would allow a ABC license holder to essentially if you go to, say you go to Plank Street Brewery or Plank Street Tavern, and you get a drink, and then you look down at your watch and you discover that the ball game starts in 10 minutes, they will be able to pour your drink into a traveler, and you'll be able to take that drink out onto the sidewalk, an open container, and walk to the stadium with it. Or if you wanted to go to Paddled South, or if you wanted to go to the food hall. So basically what it allows a person to do is to move about the social district with an open container. And a lot of cities are doing that. We're looking at potentially designating 2 of those in High Point. One would be the stadium area, and we're also looking at the uptown area. We're trying to find places that are walkable and that have some concentration of ABC licensees in those areas. So we're planning to have that set up in time for the first Rockers game, at least for the downtown one. And at some point this spring, probably for the uptown one as well. We're going about right now partnering with Visit High Point and the Chamber and some other folks to get everybody educated because it's going to take there's a little bit of a learning curve involved with how we're going to do that. Also working with the police department, obviously, because we've created a potential, safety or other issue with people walking around downtown with open containers. But that is in the works. Another thing that's getting ready to occur is the tear down and rebuild of the South Main Business 85 Interchange. If you've been down there, you've noticed that a lot of the buildings that were there are not there anymore. Fire department was able to use some of those buildings for practice. And to be perfectly honest with you, we're not too upset that some of those buildings are no longer there. So we're looking forward to that redo down there, and I think it'll make the interchange much safer and make it function a lot better. And it will also allow us to possibly do some things to improve the South Main Gateway into town. We've really been waiting for this interchange project to take place. We have had some ideas for that area that we've had to put on hold for quite a few years, honestly, waiting on this project to happen. So council will also be attending from March 14th to 16th, the National League of Cities Conference in DC. Due to the pandemic, we didn't go last year. And in fact, I think it was the last thing I went to before the pandemic hit in 2020. So that's a very good thing for us to get away and do that, go meet with our lobbyists, hopefully get some FaceTime with our reps and senators in DC while we're there, and learn what a lot of other cities are doing, hopefully bring home some ideas. But that's really what's going on. Obviously, we're getting ready to get started with budget as well. So we'll be neck deep in that before you know it, and hopefully passing a budget sometime in May or early June. But that's all I got. I'll take any questions if anybody's got them right real quickly.
Thank you, Jay. That was, thank you, Mr. Mayor. That was wonderful. Appreciate that. If there's no questions for the mayor, then we're going to move on to Guilford County.
Real quickly, one thing that I would like to announce in Guilford County, that we're very proud of the fact that we're now a AAA, we have now a AAA bond credit. If you know, we're working on some of our bond projects. We're one of 48 counties in the country that have reached this credit rating, and we're very excited. That means it lowers the cost for us to get money to do some of these projects. So we're very excited to make that announcement. We are moving forward on the sale of the first $120 million of school bonds from the $300,000 approved bonds from 2020. At this point, the county has been floating the cash to do the design work. So those bonds will allow the county to repay itself and to start the funding of the construction phase. The county is also is an open window right now for requests of ideas for the ARPA funds and the pandemic recovery funds. It is on our website, and it will be, the application period closes on March the 13th. So if you have any organizations or anybody that would like to apply, please do it by March the 13th. Is there any questions? None, I'll turn it over to the next person.
Thank you, Eris. Appreciate that very much. Guilford Works, our friends from Guilford Works. I know we have Anthony and Danielle.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just have a couple of updates. The first one is that Guilford Works, we're proud to be supporting the Piedmont Alliance Trident Healthcare, which is PATH, with a virtual regional health career fair. And that is scheduled to take place on March the 30th of 2022. And the positions that will be posted will be clinical and non-clinical. And some of those non-clinical positions would be maintenance and groundskeeping, et cetera. And the target number for employers to be involved would be 25. And of course, Novant Health, Wake Forest, Cone Health, and Atrium Health will be included within the 25 for that virtual career fair. The second and last update that I have, and then I'll let Anthony chime in, is that we're proud to be hosting a virtual healthcare summit, and that will take place on April the 30th. And that summit is going to involve real discussions regarding the healthcare industry. So we'll have stakeholders from the healthcare industry at the table, and we'll discuss local workforce needs.
Thank you, Danielle. Anthony?
Yes. Well, these are not technically in High Point, but there are two big things that happen. One is the Boom Supersonic announcement, and Toyota announcement. Just want to let you know that we have had meetings and tours with those two companies at GTCC. So we're working with them to put together the training support that they need. With Toyota, we're working in partnership with Randolph Community College. And then, of course, we're working with Boom Supersonic too. The other thing I want to just briefly mention is yesterday we did a press release for a new scholarship at the college called the Access Amazing Scholarship. And what it is, it's a for any high school graduate in Guilford County. So that's public school, private school, home school,